real business owners.
So sometimes I'll have conversations with, you know, the top salespeople on the teams that manage the teams, and they'll even say to me like, "Yeah, man, you know, the owner, he's just sitting up in his office doing nothing." I'm like, "Why would you tell me that? Why would you tell me that?
I can so see that happening.
That doesn't make any sense." Like, do you not know why we're having this conversation? It's certainly not so you bash your boss and the guy that hired me to help you.
Yeah. Why are you worried about what he's doing when he, you know, if you're a sales rep, your income's based on your performance, right? Exactly. You know, he started the business. He has the luxury of doing that if that's what he decides to do. But, you know, at the end of the day, obviously he's reached out to somebody else to help in an area that maybe he's tried and failed in terms of culture or sales or whatever it is.
Sure.
Hence, you're on the phone with him. But that's an individual that's projecting their problems onto somebody else rather than just taking ownership.
Right.
You know,
well, at the same time, the same thing with the owner, man. He hasn't created a culture of accountability with people individually in there. So, you know what I mean? Because really true leadership is you know, you got to be the leader of you, but if you are leading other people, you got to take accountability for other people not taking accountability.
Sure.
You know, and so there's levels of that shit. So I'm sure you identify a lot of that stuff when you're going into a group like that.
Sure. And in identifying what the problem is certainly part of the process, right? I mean, you've got to figure out where the holes in the boat, so to speak, is. We all know what that means. And there's always holes.
Always.
And guess what? As the business owner, you don't want to believe there's holes. You don't want to believe that something's fucked up in your business because that's your business. That's your baby. You built it. You don't. So it's hard for you as the business owner to even reach out to somebody like me because
it's almost like a parent giving their child credit, right? Like we sometimes turn the other cheek a little bit more so because it's our child. Right. And it might be the same for a business. You know, we're giving it maybe a little too much credit because it is paying our bills or whatever, and we turn the other cheek maybe a little too much sometimes rather than just jumping in and addressing what needs to be addressed when it needs to be addressed.
Sure.
I know I've been guilty of that at times when I see something and I'm like, I'll give my staff the benefit of the doubt.
Right.
You know, like, you know, if you sell enough people, well, we're going to have problems. Like that's just part of the process, right? And so I'll chalk it up. It can't be our people or you know what I mean? Like, oh, that's just an asshole. You know, when in reality, there's always room for improvement, as you stated. That individual was an asshole for a reason. What's the reason and how can we plug that hole?
Sure.
And so asking yourself specific questions is super important. And I don't think that people do that enough. I think that they're just looking at their business. Man, I want to make more money. Man, I want to make more money. But are you asking, like, where are the holes in my business?
Right.
You know, like you're just saying, I want to make more money. So reverse engineer it a little bit and start with the problem and see why that problem exists. Whether it's, oh, my salespeople aren't performing. Okay, well, why wouldn't they be? Do I not have the leads that they need?
Right.
Oh, no, that's not the case. We have plenty of leads. You know, do I create a culture to where they love where they show up to work? I guess I'm slacking there. I'm up in my office too much or whatever, right? Sure. Again,
doing nothing.
You have to go through a series of questions because all you're doing when you come in is you're going through a series of questions to identify the problems.
Yes.
Okay? But the business owner is not asking those same questions when they very well potentially could be and start identifying things for themselves. Some people might not financially be ready to invest into somebody, but that's a perfect tip right there to where you need to start asking yourself, you know, these specific questions. One, do they have the leads that they need? You know, do they have the education they need in the sales training that they need? Cool. Is culture good? So these are a few things, right? Leads, training, and culture are probably three big things when it comes to creating a strong sales team.